on the gym floor, which I have not sat down and talked to you guys, which feels like forever. It's been months and it just feels so long, and feels good to be back. If I'm shifting a lot, it's just because, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little uncomfortable on the floor here. I don't really have anywhere like comfortable to sit in here anyways. So we're gonna just kind of go with what it is. My belly, just trying to find a position to sit comfortably and not have back aches and leg aches and things like that. If you guys didn't know, well, I'm pregnant, so that's a big change. And today we're gonna talk about my first trimester, how pretty much my training pretty much didn't go, and what my training has been like, what it's gonna be like, kind of thing like that. Now, before we get into this video, I'm gonna make a couple disclaimers. If I'm out of breath, it's because I can't breathe through my nose anymore. I'm a mouth breather. Yay, that's a pregnancy thing, which is just like awesome, I guess. I don't know. I hate it. It's driving me nuts. But if I'm breathing a lot, it's because I'm out of breath and I can only breathe through my mouth and not my nose. Oh, love that for me. Also, I'm going to do my best to try and upload on Wednesday mornings like I usually did before, but I'm still getting out of the first trimester and I have had severe sickness, which we will get into. And so I might not be able to upload on Wednesday mornings like on schedule all the time. Just give me a little bit of grace. I'm going to do my best to upload as consistently as possible, but I can't promise that it'll be consistently as possible just because there's some days where I'm like, I can't do anything. And then I also got a couple questions from some people asking if I was going to turn into a like family channel and change my content. Really want to keep the content as similar as possible to what I was doing pretty much before. Of course, this is a new journey and I've shared my health journey, and I want to share my health journey through pregnancy and after pregnancy and just kind of continue on similar content. I want to share my health and fitness stuff with you guys, my CrossFit stuff with you guys. I want to share all that jazz with you guys, of course. I mean, you guys still see part of my life, which I will show part of my life, but I'm not going to change my content completely. I'm still going to keep it to the health and fitness, body image, all that kind of stuff. It's still going to stay very similar as much as possible. So yes, I just want to put that out there in case any of you guys had any concerns. So we are going to get into kind of my first trimester training and what it's been like, what it's not been like, what I've been going through for the past couple months, because I stopped uploading for like almost 2 months, which is actually crazy. So let's get into it because it's quite a doozy one. And then after we get into this, let's do a little bit of a workout. I am pregnant and today I am at 15 weeks. So when you're watching this, it will be 15 weeks because I'm actually filming this and uploading it like right away. So the first 4 weeks of my pregnancy was pretty normal. I had no idea I was pregnant. I mean, you usually don't have symptoms until like 4 or 5 weeks, sometimes later. So I was expecting to get my period around week 4. I didn't get it, found out I was pregnant. So that's when things started to change. I thought my pregnancy symptoms were my period symptoms. So sometimes before my period, I get like a little sick, like I don't feel good. That's what I thought it was, but then it was continuing on and I wasn't getting my period. So then I found out I was pregnant. Anyways, yeah, that's a thing. Still working around that I realized I'm gonna be a mother and that I'm pregnant, which is crazy to me. Around week 4 is when I found out that I was pregnant, and I wasn't actually too bad at that time. I did still do some training, but I wasn't consistent because I wasn't feeling 100%. There was some like days where in the morning I was feeling sick, but in the afternoon I'd feel completely fine. Like it was very like up and down throughout the day. I just kind of took it as is. If I worked out, I was feeling good. If I was not feeling good, I just didn't work out. And then around week 5, things like plummeted. Like I just went downhill so fast. Like I can't believe yeah, straight downhill. It was really, really bad. But thankfully David came home so he could help me because he was on a work trip. We all know how that went down. And if you guys didn't see the video, go check it out. But yes, I got really sick around week 5 to the point where I pretty much could not do anything. I could not go for a walk. I couldn't take the dogs for a walk. I stayed on the couch like 90% of the time and just was sick. I had my first appointment with the doctor and she prescribed me some anti-nausea medication for pregnancy because you can't just like take gravel and stuff. So she prescribed me some stuff to help with that, and it did help, but I wasn't like back to normal health, like normal, like feeling good. It took me until at least 10 weeks, like week 10 of my pregnancy, to finally start feeling better. So from week 5 to week 10, even week 11, I pretty much didn't do anything. There was one time I did try and work out and I went on the bike for 5 minutes and then I started gagging, so I stopped. But other than that, I really didn't move, especially until like week 8, I would say. I didn't take the dogs for a walk. I didn't walk. And then once I got prescribed the medication, I was able to start feeling a little bit better. That David would take me for like a max 10-minute walk. Like I was not moving at all, which was really difficult for me because training, it brings me so much joy. It helps a lot with my mental health, and to not be able to do something that I truly love, especially not even being able to do YouTube videos. YouTube brings me a lot of joy, and not being able to do that really did affect my mental health quite a bit, and I was really, really struggling. But I just took it day by day, and I understood that yes, I'm pregnant and it's part of the journey. Unfortunately, for some people it's worse than others, and I just had it pretty severe and I had to deal with it. So after about week 11, week 10, I was feeling better and I was moving more. I was taking longer walks and it was starting to feel good. And I had my first doctor's appointment on week 12 and we got to hear the heartbeat for the first time, which was so relieving, just because there's so many factors when it comes to pregnancy. A lot of things can happen. Waiting 12 weeks was quite a long time. Well, technically not 12 weeks, but waiting a long period of time until 12 weeks was a little stressful, not gonna lie. But when we got to hear the heartbeat, it was probably one of the most relieving things that I had heard, and I was also very shocked. Like, I was like, okay, there's a baby in there. Actually, after that day, I was feeling really good, so I decided to just work out because I felt fine. So I moved slowly and I kept feeling good, so I finally was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do a whole session. And I just did about like 30 minutes to 45 minutes, but I actually managed to start lifting some weights. I did some squats, which felt really good. And I did like just some accessory work. I didn't do a WOD or anything like that because my breathing is crap, as you guys heard in the beginning. So I didn't want to bring it up too much, especially because I hadn't been working out for so long that I just didn't want to overdo it or anything like that. So I did it like really basic. And after that, I was starting to feel good. So there were some days where I was like, yeah, okay, I don't feel good, so I'm not gonna work out. And some days where I felt great and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna work out, so let's do it. I've been doing that and slowly been adding in some WODs. I've just been taking them super easy just because my breathing has definitely changed, and for not working out for a long period of time, it's important that you kind of like ease back into it. So I was making sure that I'm easing back into it. So during the WODs, I just take it really, really slow, take long breaks, do what feels right for my body. I'm not gonna do things or anything like that because I am pregnant and you don't want to do that. So yeah, I've just been slowly easing back into training. I've been weightlifting again, which feels so good. I absolutely love that. It was quite a struggle for me to see people like doing PRs or working out, and me not being able to work out was really hard, and it was like quite the struggle, but it feels good to finally be able to start working out again. It's definitely an adjustment because my working out is not the same. It has taken a huge 180 turn. I did get permission from a doctor to safely do exercise and to do exercise like lifting weights and stuff like that. It is obviously recommended that women don't lift more than 35 pounds, but as someone who does weightlifting, 35 pounds isn't very much, especially if you're gonna do like a back squat or something like that. So I am being monitored. I am working with a physiotherapist and all that stuff. So just a little disclaimer, like, don't worry about it. I know there are things in place, but for someone who exercises regularly, lifts weights regularly, like, it's okay to kind of continue on that path, but I'm not going to be continuing on like, I guess a higher, like my higher levels. I'm definitely like down here. Like I'm probably at like 50% of what I did before. It's definitely changed like a lot of my weightlifting. Like instead of doing back squats at like 185 pounds, 200 pounds, I'm doing them at like 155 or 135. Like I'm really trying to make sure that I'm not holding my breath too much, because you don't want to hold your breath. Also, disclaimer, I am not a prenatal, postnatal, whatever pregnancy coach or anything like that. I'm learning on the way. I'm learning from my coach and my physiotherapist. So please don't take any advice from me. Go seek someone professional. I'm definitely not that. But I am learning, and I'm working on doing things that I don't like hold my breath, because you don't want to hold your breath when you're pregnant. I don't know if I'm being really clear, but I'm not going to be doing like 1 rep maxes. I'm going to be doing things for higher reps, if that makes sense. I hope it does. But other than that, I have pretty much eliminated most gymnastics movements, because those are a struggle for me. Something that really, well, a thing that happened, I guess, early on in my pregnancy is that I dealt with severe bloating, and my ab muscles just completely stretched out like really fast. I tried to do pull-ups at one point, and just the arch of pulling up put so much pressure on my ab muscles, and I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to hurt myself or anything like that. So I just have stopped doing pull-ups. I will do accessory works to help that, but I can't do things like pull-ups just because it puts so much pressure on my abdominal muscles. But it is so different for every single person. But for me personally, it put a lot of pressure earlier on, so I wasn't able to continue practicing pull-ups. So that has been eliminated. Handstand stuff, all that stuff eliminated, unfortunately. Well, I mean, it sucks because those are my weakness things, and I've been working really hard on those things, and I can't work on them anymore. But I will work on them after this pregnancy and continue to get stronger in them. But for now, we're taking a little bit of a pause on the gymnastic stuff and just working on basic cardio stuff. I've also been working a lot on my weightlifting. It's really comfortable for me to squat. I feel like that is like the most comfortable position, doing like wall balls or just air squats or front squats or back squats. The only thing I would say squat wise that is a little more difficult for me is overhead squats, just because it does put some strain on my abdominals. So I really have to make sure that I'm doing things properly. Also, my position has changed. I've definitely gotten more of an arch in my back that I have to work on, because I don't want to injure my back because of my position change. I definitely have to make sure that I'm engaging things properly, because it's almost so weird. I don't know how to explain it. It's like with the bloating and everything that I had issues with, it made my abs pretty weak. And when it came to doing like a lot of things, like when you go to weightlifting squats, you kind of like, well, back squats anyways, or even front squats, you want to make sure that your core is relatively tight. And the way you tighten your core is like different when you're pregnant. Like I can't tighten it the same way that I would tighten it before. I don't know if anyone's been pregnant, if that makes sense, but it's just something, a little thing that I've noticed. But like I said, don't take my advice or anything like that. That's just something I've noticed so far in my training. So right now my goal is just to get my body moving as much as possible, to feel good, to not overdo it, and to not ego lift, to get in some movement throughout my day and just feel healthy and be healthy and just keep my body moving. Also, something technically I can do right now is still Olympic lifting until I get a bigger belly. It's possible for me to Olympic lift and just go around my belly and avoid obviously hitting my belly. The one thing I would say is getting hard for me is snatching. That I just find, because I snatch really high up on my hips, I get a little nervous coming close to my belly. So that one's just getting a little more difficult. It's a little harder to get around. If I do some snatching, it's pretty much with a dumbbell. Sometimes I'll try with a barbell, but it's at a very, very light weight, like 65 pounds, just to make sure that I get it around properly. The cleaning, however, I know that I can bring it off relatively low on my legs, and I can bring it easier around my belly, so I'm not as worried with that. Plus the squatting, like if I do a squat clean, it just feels more comfortable. Like it doesn't actually feel uncomfortable. So snatching's kind of going out the door a little bit. And right now, cleaning is still there, but it eventually is going to leave, because when you have a belly, you don't want to be bringing the barbell too close near it, moving like that. So eventually we'll be moving to just dumbbells for that. But right now, I'm gonna keep the barbell for cleaning at least in the books. So that's pretty much how my training has going. I'm sorry I've been on a long tangent. I've been working on warming up my body to make sure my back's all warmed up, because like I said, my position changed, so I want to make sure everything's warmed up properly and I'm not overdoing things. I'm learning as I go. There's days where I can feel like I can do things, and then all of a sudden, a week later, I can't do them anymore. So things are changing relatively fast, and I'm excited to bring you guys on this journey to kind of share what my workouts are like. But my plan is to just keep the body moving, keep it going, maintain as much strength as I can, not ego lift or anything like that, but maintain some of my strength that is still there and kind of build from there. And do what I can do and just get my body moving and feel good, because working out is what I feel good doing. So yes, I'm sorry that was a tangent, but yeah, I just wanted to share kind of how my training's been going. So today we're gonna do a training session, and we're gonna do some squats. That, like I said, that's the most comfortable thing for me, and I don't like to work on it. It's in my schedule kind of thing to start doing some squats. So today we're gonna be doing some squats and probably get in a little bit of a WOD. My WODs are slow, but it'll look fast for you guys. Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna put the boring stuff in for you guys. All right, let's get warmed up and get into it, because I've been sitting on the floor too long and my back's starting to hurt. So I'm gonna take some time to warm up. Okay, let's do this. Oh, before we do this, do you guys want to see my bump? I guess I haven't really shown this. It's big, but also bloated because I ate not that long ago, but this is my belly. Can you guys see? I got a belly on me now. I just hit my kid. Okay. That's my belly. Yay. I have gained some weight, but that is completely normal and okay. But this is my belly. There's a little baby in there. Anyways, I'm done talking. Let's get into training now.
Music's loud and I'm feeling alright. In slow motion, baby, it's just you and I. Yet the burn makes you feel so alive. And we live in the moment, so you can live in tonight. We're here now, let's party together. Let's live life, tonight is forever. We're here now, let's party together. Let's live life, tonight is forever. Let the rhythm move us, yeah baby, take it too far. You're at the center of my attention, yeah you got me so lost. I love the way that you move and how the lights keep up the groove. We're like in a movie, baby, but it's ending too soon. We're here now, let's party together. Let's live life, tonight is forever. We're here now, let's party together. Let's live life, tonight is forever.
Workout is all done. I'm a sweaty mess. I'm also out of breath, but it feels good. Glad I got some movement in. Time to put the weights away now. I was being a little lazy and not wanting to put them away before, but now I kind of got to put them away. But I'm just gonna finish off with some stretching and a cool down, just to kind of get some little movements in my body and just stretch out the muscles so I'm not too sore, and make sure that my back isn't too tight. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a long chatting one, but we'll definitely vlog again soon. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button down below. You guys know where it is, and don't forget to be unstoppable, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Summer days burn me out, love just brings me down. Cold inside like winter leaves that slowly leave the ground. Hey, you come back, I wanna give you a chance. Love me like you used to, so we can learn again. The skin is getting brown, baby, drink your night.